The gate agent's voice cracked over the intercom. "Sir, that's not your seat." Alex Harlan didn't even turn around at first. He was already sliding his carry-on into the overhead bin of 2A, first class, the leather seat cool against his palm as he claimed it like he always did. Early boarding, priority status, the quiet confidence of someone who knew the system bent for men like him. 31 years old, partner at a mid-tier venture firm in San Francisco, six-figure bonus last quarter. Seats like this weren't luck, they were protocol. Then the voice came again, younger, sharper. "That's my seat." Alex straightened, turned. The boy couldn't have been more than 18. Slim, almost delicate in a faded gray hoodie and dark jeans. Backpack slung over one shoulder. Dark blonde hair falling into hazel eyes that were wide. Not with fear, but with something fiercer. Betrayal, maybe, or the kind of quiet fury that simmers before it explodes. His boarding pass trembled slightly in his hand. Alex glanced at the pass the boy held up. 2A confirmed. First class. The same seat. The gate agent, a woman in her 40s with tired eyes, stepped between them. "There's been a mix-up with the system. We're sorting it." Alex felt the familiar heat rise in his chest, the irritation of disruption. "I boarded first. My boarding pass says 2A. The boy's voice cut through. "Mine does too. I paid for it. Upgraded last night." A few passengers in line murmured. Phones were already out, recording discreetly. Alex hated scenes. He hated being recorded even more. "Look," Alex said, lowering his voice, reasonable. "I have a meeting in New York in 4 hours. This flight is my only option. If there's a mistake, the airline can fix it on the next one." The boy's jaw tightened. "I'm flying to see my mom. She's in the hospital. This is the last direct flight today." Something shifted in Alex's stomach. Not guilt. Not yet, but the uncomfortable prickle of context he hadn't asked for. The gate agent cleared her throat. "We're double booked on 2A due to a system error. One of you will need to take economy, or we can rebook you both on tomorrow's flight." Tomorrow. Alex's pitch to the investors was at 9 a.m. sharp. No video call would cut it. They wanted face-to-face. The boy spoke before Alex could. "I'm not moving." Alex exhaled through his nose. "Kid, be realistic." "I'm not a kid." The boy's eyes locked on his. "And my name is Jamie." Silence stretched. The boarding line had stopped moving entirely. A man in a cowboy hat 2 rows back muttered, "Just give the boy his seat, man." Alex felt the eyes on him multiply. He could walk away, take the L, rebook, expense it. But something stubborn flared. He'd earned this seat. Years of red-eye flights, missed birthdays, swallowed pride. "I'm not giving up my seat," Alex said quietly. Jamie's face changed. Not anger now, but something colder. Disappointment. "Of course you're not." The gate agent's radio crackled. "We need a decision, gentlemen, or we delay boarding." Alex opened his mouth. Then Jamie did something unexpected. He didn't yell. He didn't cry. He simply pulled out his phone, tapped the screen twice, and held it up so the gate agent and half the cabin could see. "I'm recording this," Jamie said. "For my records, and maybe for social media later. Just so everyone knows exactly what kind of man takes a hospital visit seat from a teenager." Alex froze. The words landed like stones in still water. Ripples of whisper spread. Someone gasped. A woman in business attire behind him said, "That's low." Alex's pulse hammered in his ears. He wasn't a monster. He wasn't. But the narrative was already writing itself. Before he could respond, the captain's voice came over the PA. "Ladies and gentlemen, due to an unforeseen issue at the gate, this flight is temporarily delayed. Please remain seated." The delay announcement hit like a slap. Alex stared at Jamie. The boy stared back, unflinching. And in that moment, Alex realized this wasn't just about a seat anymore. 20 minutes later, the plane was still at the gate. Passengers fidgeted, side-scrolled. Alex sat in 2A because no one had physically removed him, though the flight attendant kept shooting him apologetic glances. Jamie had been reseated in 3B, middle seat, economy plus, after refusing to leave entirely. His backpack rested on his lap like a shield. Alex couldn't stop glancing back. Every time he did, Jamie was looking out the window, jaw set, earbuds in. Once, their eyes met for half a second. Jamie looked away first. Alex pulled out his laptop, tried to work. The numbers blurred. He kept replaying the moment Jamie said, "Hospital visit. Cancer? Accident?" He didn't know. Didn't want to know. Knowing would make him the villain in a story he hadn't signed up for. His phone buzzed. His assistant, Priya. "Flight delayed? Investors are asking." "Technical issue," he typed back. "We'll update." He lied easily. Always had. Another buzz. This time a notification from Twitter. Someone had already posted. A shaky video clip. Rich guy steals teen's first-class seat to see dying mom. Airline does nothing. The caption had 1.2K likes already. Alex's throat tightened. He closed the app. When the captain finally came on again, "Maintenance check complete. We'll be pushing back shortly." A small cheer went up, but the mood had soured. As the plane taxied, Alex leaned back, closed his eyes. He told himself this would blow over. People forgot things fast. He was wrong. Half an hour into the flight attendant approached him. "Mr. Harlan? The captain would like to speak with you in the galley." Alex's stomach dropped. He followed her back. The captain, a man in his 50s with salt and pepper hair, stood waiting, arms crossed. "Mr. Harlan," the captain said, voice low, "we've received multiple complaints from passengers. There's concern about an altercation at boarding." "It wasn't an altercation," Alex said. "There was a double booking." The captain nodded. "We're aware. But the young man in 3B has alleged coercion. He's asked that we divert or have law enforcement meet us at JFK." Alex laughed once, short and disbelieving. "He's bluffing." "Maybe, but we take threats of that nature seriously. Social media is lighting up. There are already articles." Alex felt the floor tilt, though the plane was level. "I didn't threaten anyone," he said. "Didn't say you did. But optics matter. I'm going to ask you to stay in your seat. Keep to yourself. We'll handle the rest at the gate." Alex returned to a feeling like he'd been punched. He looked back again. Jamie was asleep, head against the window, hoodie pulled up. In sleep he looked younger, more fragile. Alex's chest ached in a way he didn't recognize. The rest of the flight passed in silence. When wheels touched down at JFK, Alex stayed seated until most passengers deplaned. He didn't want to face the crowd. But when he finally stood, Jamie was waiting at the front of first class, blocking the aisle. Their eyes met. Jamie spoke first, voice quiet but steady. "I didn't ask them to call the police. I just told the truth." Alex swallowed. "I'm sorry about your mom." Jamie's expression flickered. Surprise, then something guarded. "She's not dying. She had surgery. She's recovering. But thanks for assuming the worst to make yourself feel better." Alex winced. Jamie stepped aside. "Have a nice life, businessman." He walked off the plane. Alex stood there, frozen, until the flight attendant gently touched his arm. "Sir." He moved. Outside the jet bridge, two Port Authority officers waited. Not for Jamie. For him. "Mr. Harlan, we need to speak with you." The interview room at JFK was small, fluorescent lit, smelled faintly of burnt coffee. Alex sat across from a female officer named Reyes and her partner, a burly man named Torres. They played the boarding video. It was worse than he remembered. His clipped tone, Jamie's trembling hand, the murmurs. "We're not arresting you," Reyes said. "But the airline flagged this as a potential disturbance. The kid's lawyer already contacted us." "Lawyer?" Alex echoed. "Apparently the family has means. And the video's viral. Over 200,000 views in 3 hours." Alex rubbed his temples. "I didn't do anything illegal." Torres leaned forward. "Maybe not. But public perception is a courtroom too. You might want to apologize publicly." Alex stared at the table. They let him go with a warning. No charges. Yet, outside baggage claim, the world felt louder. Phones pointed. A teenage girl whispered to her friend, "That's him." He grabbed his bag and headed for the taxi stand. His phone rang. Unknown number. He almost didn't answer. "Alex Harlan?" A woman's voice, calm, professional. "Yes. This is Lauren Donovan, Jamie's mother. I saw the video." Alex closed his eyes. "Mrs. Donovan." "Don't," she said. "Don't apologize yet. Jamie's upset. He's hurt, but he's also stubborn, like his father was." Alex didn't know what to say. He told me what happened, she continued. He also told me he overreacted, but the seat mattered to him. It was supposed to be a treat. First time flying first class. For me. Alex's voice cracked. I didn't know. You didn't ask. Silence. Come to the hospital tomorrow, she said. Room 412, Mount Sinai. 10 a.m. Jamie will be here. Bring coffee. Good coffee. And maybe an explanation that isn't about your meeting. She hung up. Alex stood in the taxi line, rain starting to fall, wondering how his life had derailed so completely in 6 hours. That night, in his midtown hotel, he couldn't sleep. He watched the video again and again. He saw himself the way Jamie must have. Arrogant, entitled, cold. He hated that man. At 3 a.m., he opened his laptop and drafted an email to his partners. Family emergency. Need to delay the pitch. He hit send before he could change his mind. Mount Sinai smelled of antiseptic and worry. Alex arrived at 9:45 with 2 lattes from a cafe downstairs and a knot in his stomach. Jamie was already in the room, sitting beside his mother's bed. Lauren Donovan looked pale but alert, propped up on pillows and 4 in her arm. Jamie saw Alex first. His face hardened. Lauren smiled. You came. Alex held out the coffee. I brought these. Jamie took one without a word. Lauren patted the chair beside her. Sit. Alex did. For the next hour, Lauren talked. About her surgery, routine but scary. About Jamie. How he'd insisted on flying out alone to surprise her. How proud she was of him for coming out last year, even when his father hadn't taken it well. Jamie stared at the floor during that part. Alex listened, really listened. When Lauren dozed off, Jamie finally spoke. Why are you here? Alex exhaled. Because I was wrong, and I wanted to say it in person. Jamie looked at him, really looked. You still think I'm just some kid throwing a tantrum? No, Alex said. I think you're someone who stood up when most people would have backed down. Jamie's eyes softened just a fraction. They talked, not about the seat, about other things. Jamie was a freshman at NYU, studying film. He wanted to make documentaries about people society ignored. Alex told him about dropping out of law school to chase startups, about the nights he wondered if it was worth it. Hours passed. Lauren woke, smiled at them. When visiting hours ended, Jamie walked Alex to the elevator. I'm not forgiving you yet, Jamie said. I know, but maybe coffee sometime. Not hospital coffee. Alex smiled, small, tentative. I'd like that. 3 weeks later, Alex was back in San Francisco, but something had shifted. He and Jamie texted. At first short, memes, complaints about traffic. Then longer. Stories. Fears. Jamie sent clips of short films he was editing. Alex sent photos of sunsets over the bay. They met again when Jamie flew west for spring break. Not planned. Jamie just said, I have a layover in SFO. Buy me dinner. They ate at a quiet Italian place near the water. No suits. No airports. Just 2 people talking. Alex realized he hadn't dated in years. Too busy, too guarded. Jamie had never dated at all, not really. Just crushes that ended in silence. The night ended with a walk along the Embarcadero. Fog rolled in. Jamie shivered. Alex gave him his jacket. Their hands brushed. Neither pulled away. I'm scared, Jamie admitted. Of what? Of liking you. You're older. Successful. I'm me. Alex stopped walking. I'm scared too. Of ruining this. Of hurting you. Jamie looked up at him. Then don't. They kissed under a street lamp, soft at first, then deeper. Rain started. Neither cared. Back at Alex's apartment, they didn't rush. They talked until dawn, held each other, fell asleep tangled together. For the first time in years, Alex woke up feeling something like peace. But peace is fragile. 6 months later, Jamie had transferred to Berkeley, closer to San Francisco. Alex had taken a step back at the firm, mentoring instead of leading deals. They built something careful, honest. Then the twist came. Alex's ex, Mark, the one who'd left when Alex wouldn't come out publicly, reappeared. Not with apologies, with screenshots, old messages, proof Alex had once been ashamed of who he was. Mark posted them anonymously on a forum, tagged Jamie's film school account. The comments were brutal. Jamie read them in silence one night while Alex was in the shower. When Alex came out, towel around his waist, Jamie was crying. "You never told me," Jamie said. Alex sat beside him. "I was ashamed. I'm not that person anymore." Jamie shook his head. "You were, and part of you still is. You still hesitate when we're in public. You still look around before holding my hand." Alex felt the words like knives. Jamie stood. "I can't be with someone who's half in, half out. I've spent too long hiding." He left. Alex didn't chase him. He knew Jamie was right. For weeks, silence. Then, one evening, Jamie showed up at Alex's door. Eyes red but steady. "I'm not here to forgive," Jamie said. "I'm here because I love you. But I won't stay unless you choose me." All the way. Alex looked at him, really looked. Saw the boy who'd stood up to him at an airport gate. Saw the man he'd become. Alex took Jamie's hand. "I choose you." They went public the next week. A simple Instagram post, photo of their hands linked against the Golden Gate. Caption: "No more hiding." The backlash came, but so did support. Years later, Jamie's first documentary premiered, about love, shame, and second chances. Alex sat in the front row, proud tears in his eyes. They never forgot that gate at O'Hare. It wasn't the seat that changed everything. It was the choice. This story reminds me how fast pride can blind us, how a single selfish moment can ripple into pain we never intended. But it also shows redemption isn't cheap. It asks for honesty, vulnerability, and the courage to choose love over comfort, even when the world watches. Jamie and Alex didn't erase their flaws. They learned to carry them together. That, maybe, is the quiet miracle at the heart of any real love. Not perfection, but persistence.